streaming. That should work. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I think we are going to be live any second now. Well, we've already got 2 likes anyway, so that's a great start.
I like likes.
Yes, likes are great. Right, okay, so let me just make sure we are live, and then we'll get straight into it. We are in fact live, so welcome everyone. Obviously, my name's Nick. We've got Hal on the stream as well. Hal's going to be on the channel quite a bit, if he wants to be, that is.
Yeah, sure.
And we're obviously going to be watching the Sheffield United Dundee United game. I never thought I'd say that. Sheffield United versus Dundee United. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. You're not going to be able to see the match at all. I apologise for that, but obviously for copyright reasons, we can't show it. Let me know if you can hear us all right. I'll let Hal just say a few words just so we know that you can hear Hal just as much as you can hear me.
Yeah, well, you said that we're not going to be able to show you any of the game. I mean, we can't see any of the game yet. I don't know what's going on with the Sheffield United site, but I hope everyone else is getting the same whirly wheel of death that we are.
Yes, because, yeah, so have I. So I'm sure with both of us not being on, being on different internets, we're getting the same thing. So I'm sure everybody else is.
It's the sort of thing my dad would say. On different internets. Is that still going, the internet? Is it not? It's not a fad that's blown over.
I don't think so, no.
It's sticking around, isn't it? Well, I mean, while we wait for the whirly wheel of death, you have the team news, and I haven't heard any of it.
Yeah, no problem. It's on screen right now at the moment, but obviously you can't see it, can you, Hal?
No.
Can everybody let me know in the chat, by the way, if you can see this team sheet well? Because on my screen it looks terrible, but last night when I was checking it all out, it looked good. It looked better, kind of, on stream than it did on my screen. So actually I can see it on my phone right now. Is it good? I think that's pretty poor. So I'll read it out to you. So Aaron Ramsdale in the net, Rambo or Rammers as Hal would love to call
Rammers.
him. We've got Bash, Egan and Jack Robinson at central defence. Then we've got Ender Stevens at left wing back. We've got Regan Slater, I believe it is. Well, it says Slater, so I'm assuming it's Regan Slater. At right wing back, which I've never seen him at right wing back before. I've only ever seen him in central midfield, so that'll be nice to watch.
Nick, just to interrupt you, I have reloaded and now I've got the game.
Oh, right, okay.
But you might want to do the same, buddy, because we're 2 minutes 43 in.
Right, okay. I think, yep, we're in. Oh, Billy Sharp nearly scored a goal already. That's nice to see. Then we've obviously got Ollie Norwood at central defensive midfield, Fleck on the left, Berger on the right, and Hal, you've just gone smaller on my screen, so there you go, I'm popping you back.
No, I'm tiny anyway. In fact, Nick, I've got something special for this game.
Okay.
You ready? In honour of John Fleck's birthday week.
Oh, yes. Is it sugar-free? Is that sugar-free, I can see?
Of course it is. I'm like Bruce Lee. My body's a temple.
I'm sure that John Fleck goes for the full fat, 100%.
Of course he does. Everything he does is 100%.
And then we've got Billy Sharp and Callum Robinson up front, which I'd have called that every day of the week because Callum Robinson... Oh, sorry. I forgot all about kind of like the things that usually pop up on the screen. And when I used to stream FIFA all the time... I'd have Martin Tyler's "Oh Yes" coming in my ear as soon as kind of like I get a subscriber or something. So I'm guessing someone's just subscribed, but it just scared me a little bit then. But yes, Callum Robinson, he's been banging the goals in training, it seems, and yeah, he's obviously giving him a start to see if he'll carry on that vein in matches.
What minute are you on? I want to check that we're in the same minute because that looks like a penalty.
4 minutes, 13 seconds.
Right, we're on the same. So I'm not ahead of you, which is good. It looks like the Blades have just got a penalty, a foul in the box, which was on Sander Berger, I believe.
Yes, it is Sander Berger.
And that looked, to be honest, at first viewing, it didn't look like a penalty, but let's see it again.
Oh, it was.
Oh, yeah, that's a stonewaller.
Yeah.
So bursting into the box on the right-hand side, Dundee United defender number 5 comes across and absolutely cleans him out. I must have been looking away because that is about as obvious as you get. I don't know if that's his name, JF Kegs, or his sponsor, but he's sponsored by a pair of trousers.
So Billy Sharp is taking the penalty, runs up. Oh, he's at the post. Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
That was... Keeper went the wrong way as well. It looks like when he first strikes it, the perfect penalty, but it just carries on going to, as we're looking at it, the left-hand side.
Yeah. Very surprising from Billy Sharp.
I mean, Billy, after Southampton game, when he had those two kind of clear-cut chances which he fluffed, you think all he needs is a nice early goal, pre-season, settle the nerves, calm him down. That was the perfect opportunity.
It was.
And he smashed it straight against the post.
Very surprising, yeah. Sorry, I'm just messing around with the stream because you keep going small for some reason.
Okay, again, I can't apologise enough.
So Dundee United, 6th minute, free kick just on the edge of the box. Who's it that brought him down? Oh, it was... I don't think that's even a foul, to be honest. He put his arm out, but the keeper was...
There's nothing in that.
Day long, yeah.
The ref's given a very soft one. Maybe he felt that the penalty, because of course he only gets one viewing, was a soft one. He's trying to even it up. I mean, it felt like that happened more in the lower leagues for us, that refs would try and even things up. It felt like in the Premier League we didn't get anything to even it up. I mean, this is right on the edge. This is absolutely key territory. And it's just gone to the left-hand side as we look at it. So the keeper's right and wide. And another player called JF Kegs. Actually, in truth, Dundee United do have a player called Kieran Freeman. Not the same one. He's a Scottish right-back.
Very good knowledge. If I'm honest, I haven't seen that. Oh, they're showing the penalty again. That's pretty poor from Billy, if I'm honest. Oh, well.
Yeah, it doesn't make good viewing on the second time you see it. You know, everything was set up for that to be a pretty simple start to the game.
And it obviously makes it look even worse when the keeper dives the other way. It's like, look at all that net you could have aimed for.
I was born in Dundee, so this is my supposedly local club.
Oh,
I've never been to Tannadice.
It's
Ball played across into the box and dealt with quite easily, actually. A low cross. I always think low cross rather than floater I prefer. That was what you'd want, but no one there. Maybe when you've only got one fox in the box, like Billy Sharp and another left winger playing up front, you are going to get that, because Billy was further away from where I thought the number 9 should have been when that ball was put in.
Absolutely. Who's number... Oh, that's Regan Slater, isn't it? 36. I was just wondering who was 36.
I mean, this is a big pre-season for Regan Slater. He could have a John Lundstrom type of pre-season, because if he doesn't kick on this season, he's probably never going to make it.
Brilliant. 1-2 on the edge. I'm terrible at commentating, by the way. I've only just realised.
Well, I've realised you are ahead of me by about 3 seconds. Out of interest, do I sound too quiet or too loud? Because this is a new microphone, as you know, Nick, isn't it exciting?
To me, you sound really good, but I'm just going to go through some of the chat. Filipino Blades, welcome to the stream. James Cowell, the big JP. Jordan Richardson, what's your opinion on us linked up to that Barnsley player? I've forgotten the guy's name. He's a left back, isn't he? Have you seen much of him, Hal?
I don't know anything about this. Hope that helps.
If you want to just drop his name in the chat, guys. I've completely forgot his name, but apparently he's gone from Leeds to Barnsley. But like I say, I've not really seen much of him. Obviously, with him playing in the Championship this season. Who's here because they ain't paying £5?
Well, you're not going to see the game, so you'll be disappointed. Just going to see our faces, which is arguably worth a £5. I'm going to look up this guy, this Barnsley player, because now I'm interested. I don't know. You'll make a noise if anything happens.
I will do. Rammers has just absolutely smashed the ball out of play.
Well, that's one thing I was hoping to see that would be an improvement from Dean Henderson. His distribution, Hendo, it was only his really slightly area of concern. I wouldn't say it was a weak area. It was an area of concern. He thought he was better on the floor than he was, and he wasn't as good with his feet. And I know we mentioned that a few times. We have traditionally had keepers that haven't been great at kicking the ball.
Dundee,
I was hoping
Dundee
that Ramsey would be that man.
Oh, sorry for cutting you off there, Hal. We've taken the ball off them anyway, so carry on. Sorry.
Well, you're ahead of me, so of course that hasn't happened for me yet. You're in the future, and I've tried restarting this so many times, and I can't get it. So I'm on 9 minutes 50 at the moment.
Oh right, okay. So you're about 10, 15 seconds behind.
Yeah, I mean that's huge in football.
It is.
So so don't say anything too crucial.
No.
Is this Clark O'Dore? Is that the guy that we're supposedly linked with?
I didn't see his name, actually. It just said a Barnsley left-back that we're interested in. Louis Crossley, welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for letting us know that the stream's looking good and sounding well. Ricky Gaming, welcome to the stream. If you haven't gone already, I'm not sure if you're a Sheffield United fan or not, or a fan of the FIFA stuff. Sheffield United 3-0, James Cowell. What do you reckon, Hal? What's the score going to be today?
Well, it's so fascinating that Dundee United are playing a game against us as a friendly when their season has already started. I can't think, can you, of any other time that has happened?
No, really, really odd. Really odd. But when you get a chance to play Sheffield United, got to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. For them, I don't know I'm looking at Barnsley. I don't know the Dundee United squad well enough to know if this is their first team that they've put out today. We know on Saturday, and they were recently beaten, although they've started all right, because of course it's worth remembering that Dundee United were promoted last season, having spent far too long in their version of the Championship.
Yeah. I'm glad you've said that, because I didn't have a clue. I don't really watch any
Scottish football. Their version of the Championship is called the Scottish Championship.
Thanks for that.
It's all right.
If you really want to plays the ball to the back post. Enna Stevens plays it to
if you really want to get me on like controversy and stuff, I will say one thing, that I have a huge problem with Welsh teams being in the English League.
Yes, I agree. Sorry to any Welsh fans out there, but I do agree. Especially when Welsh fans give English football fans so much stick and hate us so much in the international game. I feel like saying, well, just go back to the Welsh leagues and be a Rangers and Celtic.
United looking quite dangerous there. Again, breaking into the box on that right-hand side. It's interesting that Sander Berger, who we know wants to play in that deep-lying playmaker Ollie Norwood role, has been forced into the Lundstrom role because of Norwood's form. And he looked quite uncomfortable, let's be honest, last season, certainly at the start. Today, 2 bombing runs into the box, one that's drawn a penalty, the other one a good save. So he is looking good.
And I will say to you right now that you are now in front of me. Because my stream went down for a second, and now I'm trying to... What minute are you on?
I'm on 12:54, and we've got another foul. Looks to me like right on the edge of the box. Ooh. Sheffield United working their way into the box with birthday man this week, John Fleck. He got a birthday week. That's what my wife always tells me. And he has won a free kick on the left-hand side. And this looks like a dangerous position. 3 men over it. Disappointingly, we've hardly got anyone in the box, and it looks like, maybe because they're wearing orange, it always looks like there's more players. It looks like every Dundee United player they've ever had is back defending
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, they've got 11 men on the pitch.
Yeah, they're all there.
If this a short one to Fleck,
swung in low, and that's one of those ones. I like a low cross delivery. I always think you get more goals that way. Barcelona, you never see them float a high ball into the box. Obviously, no point with Messi. You drill it in low. That's what happened there. It looked like it took a deflection. Who knows? Probably off one of ours, but it went wide. But if you drill something in low, any kind of touch, any kind of nick can go anywhere. Absolutely. Always do that.
Yeah, and they're just showing, I don't know if I'm behind you, but they're just showing Sander Berger's run straight through the middle again. Excellent. Great save from the keeper as well.
Yep. Driving run. And he's all right foot, isn't he? But it would be great, and I don't know why we always do it, to actually play a left footer. We've got so many. On that right-hand side, we don't play a right midfield as such, but you know what I mean by that. Because just then, you saw that driving run. If he could have taken it on his left, he could have curled it round the keeper. And as it was, he had to take the shot with his right, which the keeper was expecting, and the keeper correctly position himself. But if you're naturally left-footed, playing on the right, and they're cutting inside, getting that shot away, I think it could be tremendously dangerous. I'd like to see it more because it's so rare that you get a left footer in the centre of midfield on that right-hand side of the centre.
Yeah, I've not seen him use his left foot at all yet up to now, I don't think.
No, neither have I. I think there's two things we want to see more from Sander Berger is in aerial dominance because he's 9'7" if he's a day, and
Absolutely.
left foot.
But when he was running through the middle there, he was pushing players off and showing his strength. That's always nice to see because he has seemed a little bit lightweight at times to me.
Yeah, for his size, definitely. But you do sometimes get that. I remember Michael Ricketts being a player that you'd be amazed at how many times he got pushed off the ball for someone who looked like a tank.
Billy Sharp done really well there.
United just winning the ball back in a key area, driving forward, looking for options, left-hand side, shot away, keeper low save. Get it is near post, but another opportunity there for a drilling it across. And I think we've got a goal there.
A few nice chances up to now, haven't we? Keepers had to make a couple of saves, which... Oh, jeez. I didn't expect that. Yeah.
You are behind me. I saw that one. I thought I won't ruin this one.
Enda Stevens just put a cross. Well, I think it was a cross.
It was a terrible cross is what it was, Nick.
Just kind of palmed it away because I don't think he was expecting that a little bit more on that, and that has sailed in the far corner.
Yeah, we have now got a corner, and you want to see better delivery. I always like John Fleck's delivery from the right-hand side. And it's another good one. One in the air. The Blades keeping this alive. Chance from the edge of the box. Shot. Just over. I am without doubt spoilering.
It's not a word. I think I'm about 3 or 4 seconds behind, which seems like a lifetime when you're talking about it here.
It does. Sorry. I mean, it's only fair because I started the first sort of 10 minutes of this game behind you. We're going to even it. Mine will stop at some point because you know what streams are like. Do you have the Dundee United team out of interest?
I can get it though. Just 1 second. Just watching Sander Berger going down the right. Great tackle.
Sander Berger again pushing down that right-hand side. This is great to see. If we can get the Sander Berger we all thought we were getting, the one we saw clips of playing in the Champions League, that is going to be like a brand new signing, especially as we're all fearful that we're losing Lundstrom. They're showing some clips of the weather at Tannadice Park, and it is atrocious. We've got a Sheffield United corner on the right-hand side. John Fleck, another great delivery, and I don't quite know how all of our defenders managed to miss that. That's another case of Jack O'Connell, you should score at least 5 goals a season.
Definitely, but it wasn't Jack O'Connell, so we can't say that.
No, it wasn't, but I mean, hang on. I've got the screen quite small here. I'm going to make it a bit larger so I can actually see what I'm talking about.
I've got the Dundee team up, but I don't know. Dundee United. Sorry,
Dundee United.
Oh my god.
Hey, we can't do that to anyone.
On a video not so long, last season, and I kept saying Bristol instead of Bristol City, and I got told off. I got told off in the comments. I know.
No, you should do. You absolutely should do. I got a good mate who lives in Bristol, and he's a massive Rovers fan. There's nothing he hates more. And you probably know. I think I've written about this in Den Blades fanzine, which you should buy, by the way. I'm always in there. I wrote a whole article about how, when I've lived abroad, and I've never lived in Sheffield, it really annoys me when fans call us Sheffield. It really annoys me. It shouldn't. I should let it go, but I can't. And I never forgive someone if they do it once. I remember forever.
So I've got the team here, but I don't know what sort of team they're playing. Whether it's a strong team, whether it's a.
Well, in preparation for this stream, I loaded up a game on Football Manager to get a rough idea of the Dundee United side. Did you hear my doorbell go just then? I've got a guy there. Can you take over the stream, doing all the talking? Just as we miss a chance. Hang on.
So Regan Slater put the ball in, and I think it was Billy Sharp at the back stick. Yes, it was. Headed it just wide. By the way, guys, thank you very much for joining the stream. Let me have a look how many people is currently watching. We've got 133 in the stream. I think that's the most I've ever had. Billy Sharp literally inches wide. Great ball in by Regan Slater. I expected a little bit more from Sharp there, if I'm honest. Right, I'll go through some of the chat. 1 second. Ben Shaw, welcome. Ryan Higgins, Stephen Eyre, Lee Pitts, Kieran Cheel. Sorry if I've butchered your name. Captain Kosa, welcome to the stream, mate. Dundee United is not playing their main striker, Lawrence Shankland. Love that. What a name, Lawrence Shankland.
Yeah, I think Billy Sharp's got a bit of a Lawrence Shankland about him today.
Oh, Dundee through on the left. Decent ball in, but oh my
Dundee
God,
United.
I've done it again. I'm going to let you just commentate.
I'm back, by the way. That guy, God love him. Amazon delivery. My wife just orders constant nonsense every day from Amazon. I don't know why the guy didn't just leave it outside. He could see me. I was doing the whole, gesture thing, and he wanted me to check that the contents wasn't broken. Has anyone ever asked you to do that with an Amazon delivery in the history of time? It is only when I'm doing this right now, isn't it?
So you had to open
That's never
the
happened
box
to anyone
make
watching
sure
this stream.
broken.
I had to open the box, check that whatever nonsense she's just ordered for her nails or face now isn't broken.
Another word.
It wasn't. Shot, goal,
Oh,
and it looks like it's not going to count.
Handball.
No one's celebrating. It looked like a handball. I haven't got the sound on, but John Fleck just hit a rocket into the bottom right-hand corner. Keeper didn't move. Again, he might not have moved because the whistle had already gone. I haven't got the sound on.
The keeper kind of moved with his legs, so it seemed like he already knew.
It's a lovely strike, though, isn't it? He just passes it into the back of the net.
That pitch is good.
I mean, John, just for you, wee man, I've got so much time for John Fleck. He is everything you would want in a combative midfielder.
Oh, excellent from Jack Robinson there. They were through one-on-one and he came across and just took the ball straight off the attacker.
So, Nick, did we get down to... Oh, hang on. Dundee United in the boggiest part of I think the shallow end of the pitch is where we're attacking, and the deep end is where Dundee United are attacking. Did we get to the bottom of if this is their first team or not?
Somebody said that... I think it sounds like it is their first team, but their best striker's not playing, maybe?
Well, their squad numbers suggest it's their first team.
Yeah, it just depends if it's kind of one of those where they've just given them a 1 to 11 shirts for one game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm big into squad numbers. I think squad numbers are really important.
I agree.
I'm old school. If I say to you, number 6, where do you picture a number 6 on the pitch? Absolutely right. And if anyone says anything else, I mean, the controversial number, of course, is your 4.
4 central midfield, defensive midfield.
Absolutely.
Number 8
yeah, completely agree. Oh, gosh. You just see Ramsdale.
God, yeah.
They're showing a replay of him rolling the ball out, and there's so many water hogs on the pitch that it just stopped in the rain. And I mean, I'd messaged you earlier today, Nick, hadn't I, to say that this game was in jeopardy because of the torrential rain that Tannadice had suffered. And it looks like the pitch, probably if this was a league game, may well not have survived a pitch inspection.
I agree.
Certainly down there at the other end, it's fine where the Blades are attacking, but it must be on a slope. Again, I say, I've never been to this stadium. I've never been to Dens Park, which is Dundee's stadium. They're only 100 yards apart, fun fact. They are the closest 2 grounds in Britain. And they did talk about ground sharing when Scotland made an unsurprisingly unsuccessful bid to host the 2008. Would that have been the Euros?
Yes.
Yeah, Euros. Yeah, they wouldn't have tried to host a World Cup in Scotland, would they? I mean, pretty stupid. But yeah, they were then going to build one stadium, both. They do really hate each other, Dundee and Dundee United. But my Scottish team, which I used to have a season ticket for when I lived in Perth, is St Johnstone. And there's also a big Tayside derby between the Super Jays and Dundee United.
Apologies, Josh Denton. Every time he writes Shankland, it keeps stopping the comment coming through, I think, because I think it has shank in it. So apologies for that. I keep accepting the. Well, oh my!
Look
God.
at that rain.
It is horrendous.
I mean, you do wonder about the second half at this stage because I looked at the forecast and it's just going to continue. And apparently, it said getting heavier this afternoon.
Well, to be honest, we don't want to be playing on pitches like this because anything can happen. Injuries. It's just heavy as well. I've played on pitches like this before. It's just really heavy on you, so we could get a lot of tired legs out there.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke about you playing, and then I've decided against it. The passing is so poor from Dundee United. It's one of the most noticeable things early on in this game. We had a couple of stray passes, early biscuits. By the way, early biscuits is a Scottish saying that I thought I'd bring in. I don't know why we are passing it on the ground in the bog of the pitch. You're asking for trouble in our own 6-yard box, passing the ball low on the ground. I know that's our way. You've got to adapt to the conditions.
It seems to be, like you say, moving all right in the midfield. And obviously, when we're attacking, you can still see the water flying up every time somebody moves.
That's the sign, isn't it, that it's getting worse, because the game didn't start like that.
No.
It's interesting because you want to see how we're going to play this season, if we're going to have any kind of big changes, tactical, formational. But when a game is kind of marred by the weather, it kind of just goes down to who's up for it more, because you can't play the kind of football you want to play. So it'll be a case of, right, lads, pulling the shirt sleeves up, let's get stuck in, because a slide tackle, you're going to carry on for 20 yards. You've probably got to play the ball off the ground a lot more than we would normally do under Wilder. This is perfect conditions for a Neil Warnock side.
Yeah, absolutely. But do we really
a
do we
Dave
care
Bassett
if we win this game? Do we really care that much?
No, but that's the point, isn't it? I'm saying we want to see how how our shape's going to look and how we're going to try and play and some of our dynamic passing. But now we can't do that because of the terrible, and they just keep again showing how awful. I mean, look, the cameraman must be soaked. You can't play the kind of football we want to play. So then it goes down to, right, well, we might as well just try and win a game. The Blades have a free kick on the right-hand side, drilled in, header at the near post, over the bar. It looked like Callum Robinson, I believe, who met that with his Barnet and got way too much on it. That needed a glancing header, and if he'd been outside the box, that's a good header. I mean, here's a reference for the older viewer. That's a Jared Borghetti header. That's a Mexico striker who scored my favourite ever goal in the 2002 World Cup.
Very good knowledge. Your knowledge is can't be matched, really, can it?
Well, I could have just made that up. So, if I'm assuming you don't know it, I could have just made it up.
In the chat would have absolutely rinsed you.
I can handle that. I get rinsed regularly on my radio show, which I've just come straight from. I've just been talking for 4.5 hours, and I'm just straight.
At least this one's a bit of a chilled one. You can say what you want. You can say.
Yeah, this is a lot easier. So, so swearing's okay, is it? Okay, fine. So say what you want, apart from do it exactly the same as your day job. Is that what you're saying to me? Okay.
You can drink if you want.
I'm trying to say I don't drink alcohol, or as I call it, alcohol. But it's actually really hard to open a bottle with one hand.
Do you know what? I'm learning so much about you.
Nothing interesting. I drink sugar-free drinks. I don't drink alcohol, and I like Mexican strikers.
You do. Right, I'm going to go through the chat a little bit here. Who would win in a fight, Nick or Hal? What do you reckon, Hal?
I mean, I go to the gym 5 times a week. However, I have the body of a slightly overdeveloped 12-year-old girl, no matter how much I lift and train. I don't know, how much do you train regularly, Nick?
Ever since I started YouTube, I've stopped. I play football once, maybe twice a week. That's it. I used to go to the gym. I used to play lots of different sports. Since I started YouTube, it's literally, you spend so much time editing videos that you just don't get time to do anything else. I mean, you've been editing a video that we made, I believe, at the end of season 2016. What feels like months. As long as we get that out before the season starts, I think it's fine. We've done a podcast where we talk about how each player's done, a bit of a season review. But because I'm editing it, it's taking forever. I feel very guilty, though. I'd love to be able to help you, but I am a technophobe. That's fine. I think in future we maybe should do live podcasts. I think that might be great because that means that that just stops you editing. By the way, Blades are attacking with Robinson, who's won the ball after a terrible pass. He's working his way into the box, looks a little bit headless, finds Berger, who tries to put a cross in, again going for that low drill, which I like in every condition apart from these.
That was a moment where it called for Berger to take another touch, knock it to the right-hand side on his stronger right, get past the defender who was far too close for him to attempt to cross, and he hit it straight at the defender's legs. And you're just getting a clip of Berger's white socks, which are now brown.
Well, I've had lots and lots of comments saying Dundee scored.
The United.
United. Ah, it's because it says Dundee goal. That's not me calling them Dundee.
Well, maybe Dundee have scored, but we're not playing them, so I'm okay with that. I mean, if loads of people are really far ahead of us on the stream,
I can't see how everybody's
that would be
both of us.
Unless they did score. We were too busy talking about Amazon deliveries, and it hasn't been updated on the screen here. But I feel like we both would have noticed that.
Literally, it's
well, you know what?
So I've got a feeling we are getting trolled.
Oh yeah, I mean that happens as well. You get people that say, when I do sort of live stuff on my radio show, they say, "Oh, I can't hear you," and I know that it's absolutely fine. No, I'm just checking live score. Dundee United have not scored, so not that I was ever in any doubt or even slightly concerned. Also, even if they had and we've missed it, we're not doing live commentary. It doesn't matter. So troll away, my friends. Dundee United, though, are starting to get back into this game because they have looked second best despite being at home. And they are now just trying to work the ball into the box, which they have successfully done. But a poor final ball and a touch as heavy as a rhino taking the ball straight into the hands of Rammers. So, Nick, have you still got the Dundee United team there? Because I never got it.
Have I got the team? Yes. Do you want me to go through it?
Yeah, I mean, it won't be of interest to anyone, really, but I'd like to know just who we're looking at.
Is Mehmet. No. Yeah, Mehmet. Then there's Kune, Freeman, Glass. It's not Jimmy Glass, I'm guessing.
No, but it is Kieran Freeman, the different
Graham
one.
King, Mockrate, Powers, Smith, and Spall.
So one of them might be Cammy Smith, who's like their kind of danger man, their kind of attacking midfield danger man. So he's definitely one to watch out for. What number is he wearing so people can keep an eye on him? Excellent, that's helpful. Well, I don't know what he looks like. That is the downside of playing Football Manager. It is just data.
I'm guessing the names are on the bottom of the shirts, with obviously Kegs being at the top.
Oh, I hate that. You should have kegs, seeing as it means trousers at the bottom.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, I was bought a Dundee United shirt when I was a kid. I used to have a Robbie Winters poster on my wall, full disclosure, as a child. He was a good player for Dundee United. Went to Denmark, though, to play for AAB Aalborg, I believe, where he kind of made his name. That's better. Blades clearing the ball in the air from defence. Taken 32 minutes for that to be a decision they've decided to make. A little bit of dilly-dallying, shall we say, at the back right now. Drawing a foul, which was taken very quickly. Foul on Jack Robinson.
From Robinson, though. Really good feed.
If you want to see that kind of nonsense in your own, sort of 18-yard box. I'm not a fan of centre-backs doing fancy tricks. Here's a shot. Wide. Again, Robinson opening his body up well on his right foot, give the keeper the eyes, and a shot that's so wide, as Nick Hancock once said, Barry Venison could wear it as a jacket, which even now I don't get. That was a nice idea from Robinson. It really lacked the conviction.
As soon as he hit it, you could see the water fly up, so it's always going to be a difficult shot to kind of execute. What's
going to happen with Callum Robinson?
It's up in the air at the moment, isn't it? Especially with them talking about Ollie Burke.
Well, we're rumoured to be signing... Yeah, Ollie Burke, a player who was rated extremely highly. He went to Rasenballsport Leipzig. Oh, here's a chance for the Blades, getting once again into the box. Complete domination now. Cross low, took a deflection, going out for a throw again. I think it took a deflection off one of ours, or maybe no touch at all, but it is a throw to Dundee United. I think that was either a deflection or not a deflection.
I think
Absolutely.
you're right. Either way.
Again, lovely feet from Robinson. No deflection.
It was a good ball, though.
Seeing
It's
things.
a good ball.
Lovely feet from Robinson. But is it? Because there was no one there. So again, that's twice now. He's the build-up play from Robinson, which is something that I think we saw in the Premier League. His build-up play is quite nice. It's his final ball.
He's put it in a good area. We'll say that.
Well, he is a winger, as you know.
Good point.
Interesting that we would want to swap him for an out-and-out winger, because Robinson can at least play up front. Oliver Burke is an out-and-out right winger. We do not play with wingers. Speaking of which, Berger getting on the wing and crossing very poorly into the keeper's
No, we
arms.
don't play with wingers.
So would you want Oliver
I don't really know a
Berge?
lot about him, if I'm honest. I've not seen much of him. He's played up front, hasn't he, at some point? So maybe that's what we're thinking about.
Well, possibly, but he's not a striker. I mean, I remember hearing that when he was at Orazenballsport Leipzig, that he technically couldn't take on the instructions, that they thought that he was, I think the exact term was, an unintelligent footballer, not an unintelligent man. His football intelligence was very poor. And he was a natural player, a player who had just played naturally, like someone from the street. You know, like when you get a very exciting player burst onto the scene before they have it coached out of them, like Rooney when he first started playing. And there's just that raw ability. They're not doing things the proper way. They're just having shots from whenever they want, wherever they want. And that's always really exciting as a fan. And it gets coached out of them. They were trying to do that with Oliver Burke, and he was maintaining his kind of street football style, and they weren't having any of that in Germany.
Okay, well, that's... Oh, God, Basham just falling to the floor somehow. Falling over his own feet.
What a double block in the deep end. Two blades sliding in as we try and bring the ball away on the floor with Ender Stevens, but it's getting caught in the mud. It's eventually got it to Robinson, who's probably taken too long there to make a decision, and the ball's gone out for a corner.
Yeah,
conditions, Nick.
The conditions are really bad. But also, we're breaking quickly, which I'm liking to see. And obviously, that's double block. I think Egan just took out two players. Robinson,
including one of his own. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Your car's being broken into as that corner is whipped in. They know you're busy. Norwood going to deliver it on his right foot, and it's a clearance which would denied a clear goal that Robinson was trying to get on the end of, but it might have been a foul on Keggs. Number 8. How reassuring. He's the captain who went down incredibly easily.
The captain's number 8, because that's what I'd always think a captain should be.
Well, when you think of Sheffield United, you hear the word Sheffield United and captain. Who do you think of? Which player? Yeah, me too. It has to be Morgs. And when I was saying earlier, I don't like defenders who do sort of fancy dance skill in the box. That's why I loved Morgs. And my favourite Morgs moment is Wigan away, Premier League 2006-07 season. And I think it's Lee McCulloch, another Scotsman, punches him in the face, right in the eye. And he just sort of breathes out, doesn't react. Huge swelling, black eye. And he plays the whole game with it and thinks, you know what? I'll sort this out on the pitch. I'll tackle hard and I'll win it fairly, and then shook his hand at the end. And McCulloch apologised.
You don't get that anymore, do you? How many players would you think would do that? For instance, I think John Egan's probably our kind of Chris Morgan, modern day Chris Morgan. But even John Egan would, if he got like kind of a knock or something. Oh, I just realised I'm behind you again, aren't I?
Getting my
because
early
we played a back pass back to Ramsdale. One of the Dundee United players nearly nipped in and grabbed it before him, because obviously it's getting stuck in the rain yet again.
Yeah, some interesting facts about Dundee United, just from things I have retained. Their fans are nicknamed the Arabs. Do you know why, Nick?
Do I want to know why? Oh, good.
It's nothing racist, and if you want to ask in the chat, then you can, if anyone knows the reason the fans are called the Arabs, because it's a funny reason, and it's a nice reason.
Well, we'll see. Oh,
Blades on the attack while you have a little look through the conversation there, being held up on that left hand side, lots of support, bursting into the box, shot comes in, and that is absolutely woeful. That's a conversion on 40 minutes. Jack Robinson deciding I'm strong on my left, but then forgetting he's a defender, and a shot way over the bar.
Yeah, not much of a run-up, to be honest, so he's just kind of swinging his boot at it. To be honest, mate, there's no point in asking the chat because all they keep saying is Dundee goal. So...
Right. Well, the reason I ask is I think it would be great today to see this. They're called the Arabs because their ground used to just be all sand because the pitch used to get destroyed in the weather, in the bad weather. So they'd have sand that would cover up all the mud and the holes, and it was so sandy that the fans decided to call themselves the Arabs.
Very good. Very good knowledge. I hate sandy pitches.
Their official nickname is I think the Tangerines.
Why's that?
Funny though, they did used to wear green. They were originally called Dundee Hibernian and wore green just like Hibs, and then they changed in the 1960s to this orange and black, which we see today.
Somebody's just put, I am watching at the ground. I am at the ground watching, and he's writing it many times. So James Twine, if that's right,
yeah,
I feel sorry for you because obviously you're going to be
you'd be soaked. Your phone will be broken. So the lovely feet from Sander Berger. I mean,
and then gets bundled over.
It gets bundled over. They couldn't handle him. They decided to resort to Scottish football tactics, and they've just taken him out with an agricultural elbow to the throat area, and he's down. Free kick blades.
I'm just getting absolutely hammered in the comments here, really. Hello from Turkey. Hello, OLH. Welcome to the stream. TJ Hawks, welcome. Somebody just keeps saying, I have corona. That's not very good for you.
Huh?
Can we... Right, okay. I am going to put that guy in a timeout.
Well, there's a shot from Berger. It's saved. It's going to be a goal for the Blades. It's parried.
Is it onside?
It looks like it might be offside. It was Billy Sharp, by the way, who followed up. I think that's a goal. It was a Berger shot. Keeper in these conditions parried it. Very poor goalkeeping. And Billy Sharp, 3 yards out, couldn't miss.
That's what Billy Sharp does best. Follows the ball in.
Billy Sharp scores goals. No one was missing that.
It wasn't even the best of shots, I don't think. I think...
no, it's a real daisy cutter.
Just, not the best of... Let me just have a watch again.
I mean, when you see it again, it's good that Berger's taking a shot because it's outside the area. Again, it's on that right-hand side. The keeper parries it really in the only place you can't parry it, directly to the feet of Billy Sharp.
Right, so I've changed the score so nobody gives me any grief. Everyone was telling me to change the score when Dundee United had scored earlier on, so yeah, I have changed the score now.
Yeah, wish they if you have just joined the chat, Dundee United hadn't scored earlier. It's 1-0 to the Blades, and the way this game's playing, if we don't change the side too dramatically, you can't actually see Dundee United scoring.
No, unless something happens with the conditions. Obviously, we've seen a couple of poor back passes from us that wouldn't normally be poor back passes, but because of the waterlogged pitch, I heard a...
It's got to say, Chris Basham making a decision to take on 2 men was an odd one. As a looped cross goes straight into the keeper's gloves. Yeah, Basham there was a clear channel on the left, and he decides to turn onto his right into trouble. So I thought that was a strange decision, but then he is right-footed. It's Regan Slater who's wearing 36 for those that are just joining, and he is playing, and he's not seen a great deal of the ball, has he, Nick?
He's put a couple of half-decent crosses into the box, but other than that, I suppose it's difficult, especially when he's not been around the club for a while, to try and, especially with it being the right wing-back spot, because that's such an influential position for us. So obviously he's got...
Well, if we don't sign someone like Matty Cash, Regan Slater might not go out on loan and might be that backup to Baldock, and actually being backup to Baldock is like being an understudy in the panto. You're never going to actually be utilised, but you've got to still learn all your lines.
Absolutely. Simply Owen, welcome to the stream, mate.
I've got to say, in case you missed it, Regan Slater, we know he likes to put in a tackle. He just hit a player right in the tackle. And a Dundee United lad went down, clutching his plums for some time. So he seems like he's all right now.
Good. That's what we like to see.
Strong in the tackle. That's what you say
Absolutely.
about Regan Slater.
We have seen a few of them in the past, haven't we? Thank you very much, Luca Winfield.
Is the ref has literally blown for half time before we got to 45 minutes. That is a man that wants to have a hot cup of tea and get out of the rain.
Thanks for the £1.99, Luca Winfield. We're that good.
Is this a private thing
No.
that you're on about, Nick? Is it some of those your money, or have you been paid?
No, we've been given £1.99 from Luca Winfield.
Well, when you say we, I'm quite happy for you.
Say that again, sorry.
Quite happy for you to keep that.
1 second.
Well, it's half time as we see a beautiful view of the Carling stand, not named after Will Carling, but actually the drinks beverage, which I believe is quite popular with people who drink alcohol.
It's not bad. Could be worse. Could be Carlsberg.
I'll tell you now, while there's no action, I gave up drinking when I got married, which was 11 years ago.
All right, I thought you were going to tell us a story then.
We did it because my wife and I decided that before the sort of wedding, we'd like to, like everyone does, get in shape. And so we sort of stopped drinking, and then we thought, oh, we're saving a load of money here and losing weight. And so then we were like, you know what, we can just carry on, see how long. And it's just kind of carried on and on and on. Also, going back to this game, there is a conversation going on about whether the second half, I believe, is going to take place. I think it's just been decided that the game is off.
It's off. Yeah, it seems like it. The referee's just made that sort of motion with his hands, so it looks like...
We did speculate, didn't we, that the conditions were getting so much worse that it was going to be impossible to carry on. And I think that's, first of all, for our stream, that's a tremendous shame.
Yeah.
But actually, for the way we were playing, we were taking the game to them.
It is a shame.
It's a shame.
It looks like the game's finished 1-0 at half-time. Billy Sharp obviously got the goal. Sander Berger, drive forward like he has been doing all game. Had a shot, the keeper parried it, and Billy Sharp was stood waiting for him to parry it. So...
I mean, I've seen games before, Nick, that have been over at half-time, but this is very different.
It
I mean,
bad,
as you
bad.
see the footage of it looks really, really bad. I mean, I did message you earlier telling you that my friends who are still in Dundee that live there, they had said this wasn't going to go ahead. And that's the only reason I sort of messaged you, because I had so many of them tell me that. I wouldn't have worried you otherwise. But at least we got 45 minutes, but it's actually collecting.
Yeah, it does look really bad. And we knew that from the start, though, didn't we? Like you said, in our kind of defensive area, it was really bad. The ball was sticking. It wasn't flowing. And,
Well, also, they've got to be thinking, Dundee United, about their season, because the pitch, as you see, it's getting ruined.
You can't carry this on. And injuries as well. Injuries can happen when the ground's not perfect. Ball getting stuck.
Big question for you, though, Nick. For all of us who've paid to watch this game, do we get £2.50 back?
Well, I paid £10 for the 3 games, so I'll definitely take £2.50 back.
Yeah, but there will be people that have paid a £5 for just this game, which was an option. And it's a legitimate question, isn't it?
I very much doubt it, but...
To be honest, I don't ever want money back from my club. If that money's going to Sheffield United, I always want them to have it. I could have watched this game on a stream without paying, but whenever I have the option to give money to my beloved club, I will. I know that's stupid, because what difference does my money make? But I've bought a season ticket before when I lived overseas and I couldn't go to a single game, and made sure a friend had the ticket. Obviously, there was no one missing out, but I didn't need to do that.
To be honest, I don't think all the money will be going to us. I think obviously it costs money to stream matches, and I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm guessing they need some sort of program to stream the matches, and obviously people to film the games. So I'm guessing not all our money goes to Sheffield United anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right. Out of interest, how's my microphone sounded? Because I can't actually hear myself in these. Okay, good.
Obviously,
It's a new one, so I'm worried about it.
With you being on radio, you'll obviously know that. Well, you will not really notice as much as what you do.
I can normally hear myself in my
That's
headphones,
horrible.
but I can't for whatever reason.
No one wants to hear you in their ears.
Yeah, we're seeing we're seeing footage again of how bad it is weather-wise, and actually how dilapidated the stadium is as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just trying to update the stream. 1 second. I'll not tell you.
We haven't.
I'm sorry.
We haven't actually had a confirmation, other than looking at a referee, that it is definitely off. There's been nothing on the screen.
There will be something on our screen in a second because I'm just putting it on there, just in case anyone turns up late. I've just put on the screen that it's 1-0. It's finished 1-0. Match abandoned at half time. And the reason why it took me a while is because I had to Google how to spell abandoned.
Excellent. I mean, I admire your honesty.
So yeah, we've still got 159 people in the chat. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. We'll probably stay for possibly 5 or 10 more minutes just to carry on having a chat. Somebody asked about Matty Cash earlier. I've not heard anything since kind of 2 weeks ago when I made a video. What about you, Hal? Anything?
It's all gone quiet on the Western Front with Matty Cash. He would have been, if he had signed already, a perfect addition to the Blades. He's another of these that was a midfielder that's been utilised as a right back and a right wing back. And I've got friends who are, sorry to say, and they would be devastated to lose him, but they have said he would, if he had to go anywhere, fit into a Chris Wilder system better than any other. And it kind of goes with their blessing. The other one, of course, Anthony Robinson, I can't tell you how gutted I am about that. It seems like it came down to, and I don't want to say greed, but greed. He went not for footballing reasons to Fulham, and that's always a shame.
It is, because I think obviously we've been in the Premier League one more season than Fulham at the moment, so obviously we're slightly more established than they are. But yeah, you've got to admit it is all about the money, and really for a young lad they've been banding about it's 50 grand, 45 grand a week, something like that.
Crazy.
You've got to take it. Like at United, what, 20, 25, 30 grand maximum probably.
Probably, the kind of money that Martin Waghorn's on at Derby.
Yeah.
Who will also play in pre-season, and who knows, we might do a stream watch along for the Rams as well.
The next one, is that on? Is it Saturday? No, I've just made that up, haven't I? I can't remember.
I'm gonna tell you. The next one is Derby at 5 on the Tuesday, and Preston on the Friday at 2 p.m. for people like us who can sort of get the time out of work.
So yeah, if you're up for it, Hal, we'll do the other two as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's hope we get more than 45 minutes, and that really was 45 minutes. No messing. That ref could not wait to get in.
He might have got an earpiece in or something. They might have been talking about it on the bench for a while.
If his earpiece survived that, I need to find out where he got it, because the amount of times I've done outside broadcasts in the rain with an earpiece, It's gone after 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I've recently had a phone break in water as well, and it was a new one, and it's been an absolute nightmare. If you've ever lost a phone in a way that you can't retrieve anything, it's such a pain.
So yes, Chelsea forever. Bad weather. Oh no, sorry, it was Louis that asked that. He's put, wait, is the game over? Yeah, unfortunately it is. It was Billy Sharp that scored as well. Someone's put, you're going to do live reactions when the season starts, Nick? I'm probably going to be doing live reactions even in these games. So I've not asked Hal this yet, but I'll ask him right now, and he can't say no. If you do you want to stay kind of 10 minutes after, and we'll do a match or a half-time react? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to call it, but just have a chat.
I've still got half a bottle of Iron Brew, which I was planning to sip slowly through the entire game. So yeah, of course.
Or down it when John Fleck scored a hat trick. Yeah,
I'm not a man's man, so I can't down anything. If I tried to down some Iron Brew, you just watch a man be violently ill on screen. The last time I tried to do that was my brother-in-law's stag do, and they know I don't drink. So they were doing all these games, like you had to down a pint as quick as you could. And of course, mine was a pint of water. And I was drinking it like an old woman sips tea. And they were drinking them, dropping them on the head, and I'm still like...
I don't think it's very nice to down water anyway, to be honest. It's not the most fun I've ever had.
I don't like any games that are kind of a fun at my expense anyway.
Just quickly going through the chat. Luke Blade said I heard 50. I'm going to say 150k a week. Yeah, it was 50k a week apparently. Can't wait for.
No, I mean that's probably true. I'm not saying it's not, but if that is the case, that is absolutely ridiculous. And Fulham are doing a Fulham. They're doing a Villa, and they're going to be in trouble. And if Anthony Robinson had anything about him, he'd want to join a team on the up. He'd want to push for his place. And I think the reason it's such a shame is long term, I believe, with the right system and with the right manager, he'd go on to, I think, achieve international stardom. So it's a real shame for him. I think his career will not have the trajectory it should have had now.
I completely agree. And the thing is fair enough, he would have been behind Ender Stevens, who is one of our best players, arguably. But he's also behind Joe Bryan, who obviously scored the goal in the final. He's had a great season. Fulham fans has told me.
Yeah, but you back yourself, don't you?
It looks great. So it does look great.
You back yourself. Bryan is a lot younger than Stevens. So if it was a football decision, he joins Sheffield United and he pushes Ender. And I think the kind of pre-season that we're watching now, he would have shown how good he is. I know how good Anthony Robinson is, and he's going to be superb. I would have liked him to have been superb in a red and white shirt, and I'm gutted because if he goes and says, I've joined Fulham for less money because I've always supported Fulham, then I've got absolutely no problem with it. But he hasn't done that at all.
But again, you can't really blame a young kid when someone's said, oh, there you go, we're going to give you 50 grand a week.
No, you can't live in a utopian mindset where people look at more than the money. And if he had football, because he obviously grew up loving football, so if football was really his driving force, then it's not about the money, because he'll make plenty. If he backs his ability, he'd make plenty at United as well. Maybe not as much in the short term, but long term, because his career, as I say, his trajectory will be far better. He would then make more money, because if he was really good, we wouldn't be able to hold on to him and we'd sell him to Man City, a bit like Kyle Walker in a few years. He'd be that sort of level.
Absolutely, yeah. Completely agree, but the way that you got to look at it, I suppose, we probably weren't going to offer him more than about 25k.
I don't even think it would have been that much. I think we'd probably pay maximum of 25. I reckon we'd offer him 15.
Probably, yeah. I'm just trying to kind of weigh up against Fulham's, because if we've already offered him, not offered him a contract, but offered him that kind of money in that ballpark, and then Fulham's like, right, we'll double it, then it must be difficult to turn it down.
Yeah, I get that. I just wish that people had that mindset. It's a bit like when players leave a club and go on to do absolutely nothing. And you think, if you'd stayed at that club, you'd have been a legend. Isn't that more important when you've retired, that everyone, when you go back to a certain place, loves you?
Yeah, I completely agree. I've always thought that myself as well.
Yeah.
But I suppose if we were in that situation, would we have looked at it and thinking, I suppose you've got your agent on one hand saying to you, on kind of the devil on your shoulder saying, take the money. Well,
here's one. I mean, you and I, if we were good enough to be professional footballers, it's easy for us to sit here and say we'd never have wanted to leave Sheffield United.
Yeah, I suppose the only way that you would leave Sheffield United if you were a footballer is if it's for your career. Obviously, if someone comes and offers you a lot more money, that's brilliant, but I'd still like to think that I wouldn't take it, but I probably would take it for career progression, I suppose.
I often thought when I was younger and I was playing football a lot, I would have signed for Sheffield Wednesday. And don't have a go at me. Let me explain why. Because I could absolutely rinse them. I'd rather take loads of money from Sheffield Wednesday than from my beloved Blades. You know what I mean? I'd rather take as much as I could and put in bare minimum from the Pigs.
Yeah.
There was some sort of logic there. I don't actually agree with it as I got older.
So, guys, this is going to be Hal's last stream with on the channel. No, I'm only joking. I think at the end of the day, if Wednesday offered me a contract anyway, I think they're the only team that offered me a contract. You've got to take it, haven't you, really?
Well,
To
Richie
become a
Humphries did
professional
that, didn't
footballer,
he?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Richie
I always
Humphries,
thought he was a Wednesday
big bloke.
fan. Always. And he's not.
I remember reading an interview with him in Match magazine where they said, "What must be great to play for your boyhood club?" And he went, "Hardly. I'm a Blade. My dad nearly didn't let me sign the contract."
Well, it's the same with Jamie Carragher as well. I always thought he was a lifelong Liverpool
Ah,
fan.
but
Evertonian.
they're all Everton fans, aren't they?
Yeah.
McManaman was an Everton fan. Owen,
Fowler.
yeah, Fowler, Carra, Rooney.
Yeah, so I'm expecting, obviously, there's a lot more foreign Liverpool fans than foreign Everton fans, so I suppose it could be,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was in my local Waitrose, obviously, because I'm down south. So that's the kind of place I shop. And I was wearing my Blade shirt, and the guy in there said to me, "Oh, Sheffield, you had a good season, didn't you?" So instantly, I hated him. And then he just talked at me. He didn't really let me say anything. But I did at the end get a word in. I sort of said, "Oh, who do you support?" Because I'm in High Wycombe. And he said, "Oh, Manchester United." I was like, "Right, that means you know absolutely nothing about football." The guy, I don't think had ever even been to Lancashire, and that always gets me down. Like, why don't you support Wycombe Wanderers?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? It's obvious. It's
Championship
sad.
now.
Yeah, definitely. And it's quite funny. Was it you that tweeted about the fact that when we're playing Man City Wednesday or playing Wycombe,
Yes,
same
it was.
weekend, lovely.
With the little Leo DiCaprio kind of picture.
Yes, I remember now. I was trying to remember because I think a few people put it up, but I remember you putting it up. Right, I think we're coming to the end. We've still got 160 people in the chat, so if you're in the chat, that is absolutely brilliant. We've not, have we though? Maybe it's not. Oh, it has. Yeah, we're still 164. That's excellent. Thanks, guys. 56 people have liked the stream, so if you haven't liked the stream before you leave, it would be very, very nice of you if you could like the stream.
Out of interest, Nick, because I'm not hugely into this sort of stuff. Why does it matter if people like the stream?
Nobody knows, Hal. Nobody knows. They just say...
I'm just wondering if it meant things for you going forward. If it was like more people liking it, more people, it becomes more visible or something. I don't know.
I think that is kind of the party line. But even I remember watching a YouTuber recently, and he said, if you could like the video, that'd be great because it helps me for some reason, apparently. And he's been doing YouTube for about 10, 15 years, so nobody knows really. I think it helps push the stream out to more people. It helps get the stream further.
I've got a mate of mine, Matt, who's a YouTuber, and we've been mates long before he was a YouTuber, but he's done incredibly well. He's just started writing a book. His name's Matt Does Fitness, and he puts I tell you the amount of effort he puts into his videos. He bought a drone just to do like some of the shots that he has, and I always am amazed. It's proper full-time job. I really respect you and anyone who does the kind of YouTube work.
It's nobody realizes how much on the editing side that obviously takes so much of your time. It's
that's why I'm in radio, mate.
Yeah.
when I left school, I wanted to do telly, and then I saw how much you do post filming, and I was like, this is too much hassle. Radio is immediate and it's instant and it's done, and I like that.
Well, that's why I used to do FIFA videos and stuff. So I'd do the video, then I would edit the video, post the video, blah blah blah, and then I got into streaming because, like you say, you stream for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want to do, and then it's over. No editing involved, and sometimes editing can take anything from 1 to 2 hours to days.
1 to 2 weeks.
Yes. Did you say his name's Matt Does Fitness? Yeah. Has he got 1.9 million subscribers?
Yeah, he's done very well for himself. I could tell you off air. I'll tell you his real name. He's a good friend of mine. I know him and his son Luca, and Sears, his wife. They're a great family. And he's quit his job and he's now a full-time YouTuber and fitness model, and he's in pretty good shape as well.
Yes, I've seen that. Not quite as good shape as me and you, but Does look pretty good.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say was, I've heard that fitness YouTubers get paid a wedge, shall we say?
Oh, he's told me, and I wouldn't be fair of me to put it on here. But there's an interview that I've done with him, which you can Google anytime. That was kind of before he got really big, which was I was helping him push his Instagram.
Yeah.
And from when I spoke to him, it's gone. Nothing to do with me. It's a coincidence, but it's exponentially increased by I think 3 times as many followers. So it just shows how quick the growth is. And he's a bit like you. He kind of does regular stuff. I think you have to do that, don't you?
That's the only way to grow, really. Either you do amazing content, but obviously take kind of weeks and weeks editing it. But the thing is, when you're a small YouTuber, if you take weeks and weeks to edit a video and record a video and stuff like that, and you get 50 views on it, there's nothing more devastating than that. So, no, you've got to
for
do
all the people in the
stuff.
chat, support Ingood Nick. Watch all his videos, even if you think it's after a defeat and you don't want to relive it. Have it on mute. Just watch it in the background so it counts as a view. Give it a like and write something nice in the comments because he puts a lot of work in.
That's true. That's true. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And do you know what? Everyone's been. Oh, we have had another donation. Lloyd Harrison, thank you very much. The reason why I know that is because are you an old wrestling fan by any chance?
Old wrestling, yes, WWF before it became a Wildlife Foundation. Big time. Used to watch it live. Yeah.
Shane McMahon. His song when he used to come out was "Here Comes the Money," and that comes in my ear. That shoots straight down my ear when anyone gives me any money. I'm not sure.
Brilliant.
I'm not sure if you can hear it on stream or if anyone can hear it on stream, but it just flies down my ear, and I'm like, ah.
I couldn't hear it. I have touched Yokozuna. That is my claim to fame.
Yokozuna.
Yeah. Now he was a wrestler. Again, you're a bit younger than me.
Yeah.
From the early 90s, and Yokozuna was a sumo wrestler who got into American WWF wrestling. So it was quite a contrast in styles.
Right.
And he was a very sweaty man, I'll tell you that, up close. Very sweaty.
Lloyd has asked who scored. I think a few people have already answered you below. But yeah, it was Billy Sharp. I'll let Hal quickly run you through how the goal went in.
Yeah, so Billy Sharp, early biscuits, missed a penalty. I want to try and get that saying into regular parlance, so if we could all start using that, which was a clear penalty. Sander Berger running down the right-hand side of midfield was fouled in the box. Penalty given, I think, in about the 3rd minute. Billy Sharp stepped up and hit it straight onto the left-hand post, as we look at it, with his right foot. Keeper dived the other way, so it looked dreadful. But the reason I mention that is because Sander Berger continued to furrow that brow. That's not the right saying. To plough that furrow. Continued running down the right all the way through the first half. And it was that kind of run that led to the goal. He was bursting into the box. And just before he got into the box, they were expecting him just to carry on running. He took an early shot, a Lys Mousset kind of style early shot. And it obviously deceived the keeper because it wasn't a powerful shot. It was a bit of a daisy cutter. Keeper parried it and to the left and to the keeper's right. The only place he shouldn't have put it, which was directly at the feet of Billy Sharp, who was probably 4 or 5 yards out, open goal, couldn't miss. Initially, there was some slight confusion because we didn't have the sound on. Was he offside or not? He clearly wasn't. Tucked it away. He needs that confidence boost after missing a couple of sitters against Southampton.
Yeah, and obviously, like you say, the penalty early on as well. Obviously, that'll have got him down a little bit. So, yeah, it's always nice to have the ball land at your feet right in front of goal.
But we got to say, that's all about positioning because Callum Robinson's striking awareness is, I'm going to be a bit harsh here, it's poor. He is not in a striker's position. He comes too deep for the ball. And that's okay if you've got the ability of Didsey. But Callum hasn't really shown his final ball is up to that yet. Whereas Billy is just in the right place at the right time, and he's done it too many times for it to be a coincidence.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to say right now, before we start heading out, I'm going to make the substitutes really big in the middle of the screen so that everybody can see who was on the bench, because obviously nobody came on off the bench, and we can just talk about them a little bit. So lots and lots of young players on the bench. Not Phil Jagielka, who's the first person I'm going to mention. So we've got Jagielka, Brunt, Dewhurst, the young goalkeeper.
So we should stop there straight away and say that is Zach Brunt,
Yep.
for those that aren't familiar with his work.
Yep, Zach Brunt. Very, very young player. Don't know a lot about him myself. Like quite a lot of these players.
Well, he's a midfielder. I would describe him as a number 10.
A David Brooks.
So an attacking midfielder, yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we've got Marcus Dewhurst, the goalkeeper. He's been spotted in quite a few kind of training videos at the moment, so it looks like they may be kind of pushing him towards. Obviously, he'll probably be going out on loan and stuff like that, but pushing him.
I've heard good things. Marcus Dewhurst to be quite a standout keeper of the future. Definitely one to watch.
Yeah, England international as well. Not full international, but.
Thanks for clearing that
up. Then we've got Ben Osborne, obviously. Brian, I'm not sure who the next three are. Brian, Gordon, and Hackford.
Well, that'll be Keane Brian, won't it?
I thought that Keane Brian had already gone.
Yeah, as did I, and I think I've even said that to you on something that we'd recorded, which we haven't released yet.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's got another year.
Right. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, must be Keane Brian then. Gordon, Hackford.
Hackford is a striker who I'm hearing really big things about. Gordon is Kyron Gordon, who's a centre-back.
I'm so glad you're on here because I'd have started talking about this and then been like, I don't know who this guy is.
Well, I read about Hackford just last night. I read one of the lads on the S2 forum who regularly watches the youth team said he believed, I think said this in 2014, that Hackford would be our youngest ever top-flight goal scorer. That's how much ability he has.
Wow, because I don't remember the last time we had a decent striker come through the ranks other than maybe Jordan Slew, who ended up, anyone you can think of?
No one knows what happened to Jordan Slew. There was Jonathan Fort, but there is one, Billy Sharp, who's done all right.
Yeah, do you know what? I never think of Billy Sharp coming through the ranks because he didn't really...
Well, there's another one, actually, who used to play for Dundee United. In Jordan, was it Jordan Robertson?
Jordan Robertson, yes. Had a very up and down career, mostly downs for off the pitch reasons.
Off the pitch, terrible. We don't even want to get into them.
No, we won't. That's fine. We'll move on from that one then. Graham, is it Sam Graham?
Yeah, Sam Graham.
Yeah.
His brother did quite a popular video on Instagram, jumping around when Billy scored against Bournemouth last season. They're a family of blades, and he's a centre-back.
Right, okay. Brilliant. We've obviously got Wes Fotheringham, who's a striker, I believe.
The goalkeeper, yeah.
He's looked good in training, though. A couple of bits and bobs. He looks very agile, Fotheringham. Not sure how, not strong. What's the word? I don't.
Weak.
No, I can't
not strong. I'm good at this.
I'll say unreliable, maybe.
Or down. Not strong.
Then we've got Broadbent again. Don't know who that is.
Broadbent. I want to say. Why do I think it's George Broadbent?
Okay.
I think he's a midfielder. This is getting tougher now.
Yeah. Someone's put Tyler Smith in the comments.
Now he's not with us at the moment, is he?
He's not with us. No. I don't believe. Anyway.
I thought that we had sent him out on loan to Swindon.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. On loan to Swindon. Because when I saw his name then, just in the comments by...
well, maybe the comment is purely referring to who's a good youth striker that we've brought through.
Possibly, yes. That's true. Also, we've got Norrington Davis, which obviously his name's been around for quite a while. Every time, because obviously there's Roy's View From. I don't know if you look at Roy's View From quite a lot. I think
of course
a lot of blades do. Andrew does them, and he's obviously every time I see his name pop up when he's been on loan somewhere, everyone always bangs on about how good he is. So I can't wait to see him in a Blade shirt.
Well, maybe we don't need Anthony Robinson.
Maybe we don't, but we'll have to see, won't we? And then finally, Luke Freeman on the bench for the first time ever. I don't get why we never, ever, ever give him a chance.
That poor lad, he must have splinters. He's on the bench so much. The only player who's been treated worse is probably Ricky Holmes.
Possibly. And do you know what? I went along with everybody bad-mouthing Ricky Holmes and this, that and the other. And then I read a piece recently where he talks about his problem with injuries and he's had lots of surgery and stuff like that. So it's looking like he's going to be retiring, which is quite sad because I think,
it's a shame.
Yeah, a lot of people know how good a footballer he is. And
really good, really gifted technically.
And I think he's been given a rough ride with Blades fans, myself included. But yeah, it would have been nice to have seen more of him, and obviously him not to get injured. So yeah, he's not really shone when he's gone out on loan either. But maybe that's because of the injury problems. And some players sometimes play through these injuries. So you look at a player and think, oh, he's terrible, when actually he's probably carrying an injury.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely fair. And until you know the ins and outs of everyone's situation, it's easy to cast aspersions.
Absolutely, yeah. So I think we're going to leave it about there. I'm going to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin.
How could we forget Calvert-Lewin? Does someone put that in the comments?
Yeah, Jordan. No, it was me. I just remembered it. No, it was Jordan Richardson. Thanks, Jordan. Can't believe that. Yeah, so I can't believe we've missed that. But the thing is, he didn't play much for the first team, did he?
Maybe you could get out of this by saying when he was with the Blades, he was slightly off the front two, more of a Raoul role.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that. I really would.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Deeper lying, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. You could say that. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. Somebody's just asked what happened. I'll quickly run through. We went 1-0 up, and then the match was abandoned, as you can see on screen. But no,
the goal was so good that Scotland couldn't handle it.
Exactly. The everything went down because it was that good. The earth blew up. So
to be honest, it's 2020, Nick. It's not unbelievable the stuff you're saying.
It's really not, is it? That is the thing. So anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for dropping by. We're still on 161 people in the chat. I feel like we can't leave, but we do need to leave. Obviously.
The only reason you don't want to leave is because people keep donating money to you. You're just like, if I leave, that's enough for a couple of poppadoms here. Let's get some more.
I'm thinking about a car, but anyway.
You want that Matt Does Fitness money?
Yes, I do. Definitely. And I want that six-pack as well.
Get your shirt off, start deadlifting 260 and you're in.
I don't want to be doing that. I'll die. I will.
No, me neither.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, 163 people in the chat still. If you haven't liked it already, we're on 89 likes. Can we reach 100 likes before we end the stream? We are on 94 now. Come on, guys. 6 more. I'm not leaving until we get those 100 likes.
All right. Well, while you're getting those likes, which mean absolutely nothing, I will reiterate that when Nick does a new video, subscribe, watch it. Even if it's after a defeat and you don't want to watch it with the sound off. You won't mind. The views all count. But do support YouTubers like Nick who are a blade like you. So if you met him, you'd get on with him. He'd be a friend. So you want YouTubers like that to achieve success because he puts a hell of a lot of work in and he does it all for free. And when people have a go, I think you say, you can't demand free content.
No, exactly. Yeah, thanks for that, Hal. Appreciate that. Have we got 100? We have got 104.
Tell me
we have,
because that iron brew's gone right through me. I need to use the toilet.
That's fine. So we'll leave it there anyway. So again, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. We're probably going to be doing the other 2 friendlies as well. Preston and Derby, I believe. You said earlier.
Preston, North End and Derby County, who my brother-in-law supports, and I am currently bringing up my nephew Theo to be a Blade, but he's got the other one, Rafe, as a Derby fan. Derby is on Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Excellent. So, yeah, obviously, thanks, Hal. Really appreciate you dropping in and doing most of the work for me. Yeah, we'll see you all very, very